Hey, it's Libby Rae Watson here at the Delta Blues Museum. I'm here today to talk about my friend Miss Lillian McMurry, who was on the Trumpet record label. She was Trumpet Records and Diamond Music Company. She was one of the only women in the business back in the 50s, and she had a very successful business in the recording industry. But you know, she would also do things back then that you don't hear about, in that she would have to go pick up musicians in the dead of night and sneak them down to her husband's furniture store on Ferry Street in Jackson, Mississippi to do the recording. And back then they recorded straight to wire, straight onto the vinyl sometimes too. And her theory was, if there was an error or a mistake made by the musician, but the feeling of the song was still there, let it go. Because it's more important to have the feeling than it is to have the accuracy. Miss Lillian was pretty much a character. She enjoyed her music room. She would sit up there and write music on her piano, and she would always had a little tissue stuffed in her cuff of her shirt or down in her front of her shirt. And she would dance around and smoke that cigarette and go all around the room with it. She was just so much fun to be around. But she was also very funny. She did not like having her picture made at all. She did not want her picture published at all. I'm surprised they let her have, that she let them do an obit picture when she passed on. But I have a letter I want to read that gives you a little bit of her personality. She was doing an article for two people, an interview for Wavelength magazine in New Orleans. And her comments in this letter was, "You know how I despise interviews, but I did it." She said, "Still no pictures of my mug. Anyhow, they cannot use a color picture on the monuments for Sonny Boy," because she's the one that did the little mural, the little picture of Sonny Boy that's on his grave. If you've been to Tutwiler and seen that, that was Miss Lillian's thing that she did. She said they needed a black and white picture, and she wanted me to find her one. She told me that she and Willard went to a bluegrass festival in Monticello. It was not blue nor grassy. It was typical Nashville. The star didn't show for his 4-something p.m. show. We waited till 5:15 and lit a shuck back to the RV. We showered and got cool, and we spent the night with the generator running. I broke out in a rash from the heat like I had the measles, and I was blistered from the sun. There were 12,000 to 15,000 people there, and most were disappointed by the little bit of bluegrass. It's like going to a blues festival and hearing uptown musicians. I bet the crowd won't be there next year. So that's my friend Miss Lillian McMurry, and if you didn't know her, she was a pistol. And she was an innovator, a mover and a shaker for women in the recording industry, in the music business. So once again, my name's Libby Rae Watson. I'm a blues musician. I'm from Pascagoula, Mississippi, and I'm here at the Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale. Y'all need to come up here and see all the cool stuff we have for you to see.